Well, and welcome everybody to the show. And I have a guest on today. His name is Dave Cohen. He's calling in from California. And I reached out to Dave because I've been buying his product online, which is a natural vitamin, because I've been in this game a while, been taking Purium a long time. I take pharmaceutical grade amino every day of my life. And I wanted to get Dave on here and just talk about what him and his wife, Callie, do and just how this started and what made you go down this route, set up this type of business.
Wow, John, I appreciate that. And first of all, thank you so much for having me. And it's so great to finally connect with you and be able to interact person to person. But yeah, and thank you also so much for taking the time to have me on your show. This is really exciting. To answer your question, we got into it at this point. We've been doing this for about 4 years. It all started, even as a kid, I was interested in natural remedies. My grandmother, before she had passed, she was heavily into natural herbal remedies and stuff like that. And she would always share different concoctions. She was like a biohacker without even knowing it. But my mom didn't really pick that up too much, which I thought was fascinating. So growing up, I kind of lost the connection to that after my grandma passed. As I got older, I just naturally gravitated towards herbal medicine and just medicinal tools that are from the earth. I think that I do believe in my heart of hearts that the most effortless way to heal is working directly with the planet, because as human beings, we are connected. There is an interconnection, a non-physical interconnection that we share with the planet. When we work with that energy, we absolutely can restore ourselves to perfect health. So as I got older, I was interested in herbal medicine, but I didn't dive into it the way that I have today. I started to feel less energy, 32 right now. But when I hit 20s, I started experimenting with drugs, and that took my whole energy away. I mean, I lost myself from using these terrible low frequency things. Granted, they're lessons and you learn when you go through it. After I stopped using, I did not have the same energy levels that I had. I felt sick all the time, and like I said, this was after. So I really asked my higher power to guide me to what needs to be done to restore my health, restore my wellness, get me back to the person that I once was. And that's what kind of opened the door into this whole medicinal world with herbal medicine. It started with, have you ever heard of Combo?
Combo?
Yeah.
Not sure.
Okay, it's an Amazonian frog medicine. It's not the...
Oh, yeah, I have. Yeah, I have. I've actually filmed a ceremony, the frog ceremony before.
Okay.
In Peru. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, the one where... Because there's two frogs. There's a psychedelic one, and then there's a non-psychedelic one. I think I filmed the psychedelic one. Yeah, sure. that must have been an amazing experience, just being present for that.
It was very interesting. I mean, my friend Eric Neese, he did about 100 ceremonies and so forth, and you think about, what guides you in these directions. Like you said, now, where are you originally from, Dave?
Topanga Canyon, California.
All right, Topanga Canyon. I used to know a guy named Henry Hill lived up in Topanga Canyon. You remember Henry Hill from Goodfellas?
Yes.
He lived in Topanga.
That's funny. No way. There's so many people. Topanga's a vortex, man. There's so many different people that come in and out of Topanga, and there's a little Topanga energy going on for sure.
Yeah.
There's been so many people but yeah, please go on.
So thinking about where you're from now, family lineage, is there lineage? Is there some indigenous bloodline there that may, you said you picked up something from your mother, skipped your grandmother's deal.
Right.
So what was the lineage of your family? I like to find out what the foundation is to kind of drive the ship.
I love that, man. Actually, my grandmother was 50% Cherokee. Her parents, her father was a railroad conductor, and her mother was a part of the Cherokee tribe. And they had met, and they fell in love. Her mother actually got chastised because at the time, you want to stay within your people, especially when it comes to indigenous communities and stuff like that. So she decided to, because her people would not accept him. So she said, you know what, then I'm out. So they started their own life together, but she took everything that she grew up with and that she learned and that she knew and then taught my grandmother. And so she was able to pass that information down. And I think it was seeded from a very young age, working with this medicine, specifically using it for myself and offering it to people as something that they can use to restore vitality. I think it like I said earlier, I've always been magnetic to it. It's always just been magnetic to me. And I think it took going down a temporary dark path to really shift and shine light on what it was that I needed to do to fulfill. You know, I do believe we all have a purpose. We all have multiple purposes. Whatever excitement you feel in your heart, that is something that you feel the excitement for a reason, and it's something that you are meant to be doing. Got into combo, which is the non-psychedelic. It's a purgative medicine. That helped me kind of bring restoration into my life. I did that for a few years consistently. And then I started actually hosting, that's funny that you mentioned that. It's a combo ceremony. So I started hosting my own ceremonies. I got really embedded into the medicine community, started working in groups and a lot of one-on-one sessions. I met people that had healed themselves from so many different type of diseases that were not supposed to be able to be healed. I've known personally 5 people that had different types of cancer that got rid of their cancer. I know 2 people that had HIV, and after the one person was about 17 sessions and working and eating non-GMO, organic, vegan, all working with herbs, but specifically after the 17 sessions, he goes back to his doctor and it was gone. And then the other one was about 30 sessions, but there's 2 people that healed from HIV. Seeing this and working with these people face to face and being a part of their healing experience, it's seeded in me. I said, how can I do this on like a bigger level? I love the feeling of hearing from people their experience of how they are grateful for whatever you may have offered or whatever role you participated in their healing. So that's when it kind of snowballed in. I said, you know what? And my wife was with me during this whole journey from the start. We've been together since high school. Yeah, she is passionate about it as well, and we just said, let's dive in full force.
I want to grab my phone here because your social media game, when you talk about this type of business, is like you guys using social media and using it well, because it's kind of a new world of, it's a new world of business. A lot of people don't have the social game to pull it off. I see y'all got, if you're looking for this type of help in medicine, if you look for The Medicine Family at The Medicine Fam on Instagram, Dave and Callie, plant and herbal medicine enthusiast, quality plant medicine and shop healing is the highest path, services to all beings. And you have different things on here. You got about 393,000 followers. And what's odd when I look at, who's following you, you got some pretty interesting people that follow you. Some of my friends,
really?
Marie Diamond. Marie Diamond was on the show. She's a feng shui specialist.
Wow.
Carmen Estelle, Dolores Cannon. This one kid, I know Chi 3 Fam, I think he does stuff with Dave. That organization guy follows you. Paul Williams. So there's a lot of respectful people. Brittany Palmer, who's a ring girl for the UFC. But yeah, you got some interesting people following you, so you're getting some respect, and some pretty high level spiritual community people. But I will say this, to me, I think 80% of people in the spiritual space are fake.
I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more, John.
When I've got y'all's product and I knew you're real, and you have a few products on here, right? There's only a certain ones that you have. The one product here Now, when I started taking the Katuba, how do you say that? Katuba bark powder.
Yeah.
Like I never heard about this from Dave Sandoval, but the Katuba bark powder. I mean, that'll change your life if you're out there. What was your approach of adding that?
You know what?
To your thing.
It all started from our connection to the Amazon. We call it Katuba. Technically, it's Katuaba. Just throwing it out there, not the
okay.
It really doesn't. Yeah, Katuaba. But it started with our connection to it. So that once again came from the combo lineage. We embedded ourselves very deeply into the medicine community. People that we met from all around the world, sharing space with elder people from like the Matsisi's tribe. We got to connect with these people, and they were kind and gracious enough to introduce us to their medicine. And that's medicine that isn't stuff that you just hop on and if you learn about this stuff, you need to kind of have someone to help you, give you access to this medicine. It's not going to come. What I'm trying to say is it's not going to come up in a Google search. It will if you type in what is Katuaba. It will, of course, come in, but it's not something that you're not going to find it on your own. It's kind of like one of those little rare gems, and there's a few of those that come directly from the Amazon. So we work with the Matsisi's people. It all started from this elder that we had connected with in combo ceremony, and he started teaching us just a plethora of different things about their culture, their medicine, their way of life, their approach to life, their working with the land. Once we spent enough time with this elder, he granted us access to his people's medicine and working with their land and the plant teachers of their land. And he understood that we have a deep respect and value for that. And he was excited to hear that we are going to be offering, these tools to other people to experience. The reason I share this is he's granted us access to the medicine that is straight from these people. I mean, there's no middleman. There's no nothing. Like we, when we purchase our bulk inventory, that goes directly to the people. Like it helps support their land, their tribe, their way of life. Mm-hmm. And in exchange, we get this high quality medicine, has no middleman. That's the story with Katuba and Sananga.
And tell us what does Katuba do for you?
It is most well known as an aphrodisiac, but it's more than just an aphrodisiac. It's not an aphrodisiac in the sense of a clam. It helps with overall energy levels. It helps men and women with overall energy levels. For men, it has a chemical compound in it that helps to increase sexual energy, but that's not what it's about. That just happens to be one of the facets of its medicinal palette. It really has a lot to do with kind of just restoring energy in the body. The indigenous people, their use of Katuaba is they will, like an hour before a hunt or going out or anything that they go to do where they're leaving and they are looking to be focused and have more stamina and just be as physically sound as possible. They'll take it about an hour before. They'll take anywhere from 2 teaspoons upwards of a tablespoon, depending on the person and how the medicine works with their body. But that's how it's used. That's the original intention of use.
And then the Sanaga eye drops, I found out I'm a natural healer.
Wow.
Right? Ironically, and been in entertainment and have scalar energy coming out of my right hand.
That's amazing.
But because I'm from North Carolina Blue Ridge Mountain area, and it's a very odd thing that I've been experiencing the past several years that I didn't know I had. It just showed up.
Wow.
But I found out I was a descendant of W.T. Whitaker, who was a Cherokee Indian chief in Oklahoma, but he was from North Carolina.
Wow.
Right. And then on the other side of the family, we had a different type of Cherokee there that lived up on Balsam Mountain in North Carolina. And Balsam Mountain's weird things on it. There's a lot going on up there. And I've been researching the granite monolith in Lake Lure which they call Chimney Rock. You
Wow.
know, there's a vortex up there. And then talking about that area was the beginning of the Precambrian era.
That's
So there's a lot of
fascinating.
layers to this for me as well. You
John,
know,
that's
and,
amazing.
yeah. So when I go to the Sanaga eye drops, you know, a lot of people don't realize that that's your sensory and that's God's data center.
Yes.
The end point of creation ends at your pineal gland. And a lot of people don't realize that. So the Sanaga, I started taking eye drops to cleanse my pineal gland. What made you get this Sanaga eye drop deal going?
Yeah, brother. Once again, it goes straight back to the this Matsi's ancestor, or I'm sorry, elder, who taught us the ancestral, way. Which once, so he introduced the katuaba, and then in combo ceremony, you will take Sananga. You'll do hape, which is the snuff. And they both have decalcifying properties. But the interesting thing about Sananga is you can really feel like a difference in your life. In at least what we did, and this is where it all started, was if we felt something, we wanted to share it. There's a lot of medicinal tools that we've worked with that have claimed to done this and that, and we didn't resonate with it, and we chose maybe that's not the best for us, or maybe it was just the quality of whatever it was. But whenever we found something really made an impact on us, we decided to share it, and we wanted to put it out there for others to experience as well. So the Sananga, when you sit in ceremony, you are served Sananga. It burns like a mother. It's an intense experience.
Yeah.
But it only lasts for about 30 seconds, and that goes away, and then it actually releases endorphins in the brain, where you start. It's almost like in the same way that when you it's similar, different approach, but similar feeling. Like when you've just been working out and you finally like put the weights down and you're like, when the pain goes away, it's a similar like, but yeah, it releases endorphins. A lot of people that we have talked to after using this, they will use it to get off of drugs. They will use it to help get sober, where instead of taking the drug, they'll do drops of Sananga. There's a lot of uses for it, and we believe that there's not one way to use anything. There are things that have a vibrational match to certain ailments. For example, it can cure certain ailments if the frequency is correct. It also depends on the person consuming it and using it. Depends on their frequency, their relationship with the medicine. So yeah, that's the story of Sananga.
It does burn. So if you're out there and you try it, it does burn. And then we always talk about gut health. I see this product you have is called Zeolite, which is a heavy metal and parasite detox. Does that Zeolite clean your gut as well? Okay.
It does. So the Zeolite, we have this other. More recently, we introduced a binder. We call it the super binder. But the binder is a combination of zeolite, chlorella, bentonite clay, and activated charcoal. So these all together, when you put these together, not only clean the gut, but they do essentially, they each have their own magnetism to a different spectrum of toxins and heavy metals. So when you put them together, they cast a wide net to bind to these toxins and heavy metals. The zeolite itself, it's fantastic. I mean, anybody can do the research on it and see the benefits that it has on gut health. It helps restore your microbiome. It does all of this amazing stuff. If you were to look up, zeolite health benefits, the list is quite long. Simultaneously, when you put it together with these other medicinal tools, it creates an entirely different spectrum of magnetism. It starts like I said, other types of heavy metals, other types of toxins. Chlorella is great for cleansing the blood, but there's only a certain spectrum of toxins and heavy metals that chlorella will bind to. We're being exposed every day, every moment of every day. I mean, there's chemtrails in the sky and whatever. I don't really like going there personally, because I believe that our thoughts are more powerful than what they're spraying in the skies and stuff. But granted, it as a biological vehicle, we are taking on some of these toxins, and we have to find a way to expel them from the body
and get rid of them.
Yeah, man.
But I see you've added some honey there, and then also I see this Himalayan shilajit resin, sun-dried gold. Now, I've never tried. I don't think I've ever tried that. What does that do?
So the shilajit, the
Shilajit,
yeah,
shilajit.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
So the shilajit, once again, we were we tested 17 different types of shilajit before offering this. We got 17 different samples, worked with 17 different. We finally found this one, and each of them come with a lab report. So it shows the exact amount of everything. I mean, heavy metal, fulvic acid, humic acid, in any heavy metals that are in it, because it's a naturally occurring substance between 15 to 17,000 feet up in the Himalayan mountains. The extraction process is quite fascinating. We'll get into that momentarily. But with the shilajit, it naturally forms with some heavy metals, substance that has been stuck between these cracks, if you will, between the mountains. And there's two ways to get it out. They either, which we don't work with people that do it this way, but this is the most common way, is they stick dynamite and they blow it out, and then it opens up this essentially a small cave that's just completely filled with it. And when you originally get the substance, it's hard, it's like a rock, and then you have to process it down. Now, using no chemicals or anything like that, but you have to extract the heavy metals and then extract the actual resin itself. You don't want to just take it off the mountain and eat it, because it's a very high naturally occurring heavy metal content. And then the other way is with a pick and axe, and that's we work with these wonderful people who don't believe in the dynamite process. It is a little bit more expensive, but we're more than happy to go that route over trying to save a buck, because whatever medicine you are working with, anybody is working with, there is a trail, there's an energetic stamp on how that medicine was acquired, and people kind of, I feel like, have maybe lost touch with the root of their medicine. Whatever you want to use, whatever you want to call your medicine, or anything you use in life, there's been an energetic stamp from every single place that has gone, that it's been. So if it comes straight from the land, you have the energy of the land. If it's been cared for, there's proof that plants respond to energy. They respond to music. They are living beings. If it's been cared for and shown grace, and not just grown in a massive environment and then pulled from the ground and then thrown into a processor and grounded up, and now it's in a machine that's capsulizing them, then that's the kind of energy that's going to produce for your body. It could be helpful, sure, but will have a vibrational stamp, an energetic stamp that holds whatever energy it was surrounded by. That's why everything that we do is we do by hand. We just believe in.
What does that resin? What does that resin actually do for the body? Okay.
It has fulvic acid. It has humic acid. Once again, if you look up shilajit, you'll see like a wide range. It's similar, so it boosts energy. The fulvic and humic acid have detoxifying properties. There's, once again, like a long list of things, but mainly what does shilajit do is it restores energy, restores your energy levels. It's a great way to start the day. We start our day every day with a small scoop. And
do you put that in? You put that small scoop and you eat it raw or water, or what do you put it in?
So we just eat it raw off the spoon, but the taste is a little intense. It's super earthy and a little crazy. So what most people do, they'll put it in their coffee or tea or water. It helps with a warmer drink so it melts.
You said you've been doing this 4 years. How is business?
Thanks for asking, John. It's fantastic. I think people can feel where our hearts are. There's people can kind of just get a sense for our intention behind the business. I think that we really do, we move in grace and with gratitude, and we are compassionate. We bless every single medicinal tool that we get shipped to us. We bless it. We have a little ceremony. We'll burn Palo Santo. We give the medicine our love because we want that being transmuted into the people that are using it. That's why in our packages we put a little tag that says made with love and intention, because it really is made with love and intention. So to answer your question, business is good. It's fantastic. We're so grateful. I mean, it's such a beautiful place to be. We couldn't ask for anything more amazing or better, and I think people can feel that.
Well, I enjoy the product. I mean, I feel good.
Awesome.
You know, I think it's helped me, and you know, my whatever I have has increased.
Beautiful.
You know, my intuitiveness and things and recognizing things, and you know, it's about frequency, because I do believe in, you talk about blessing things, I do believe that, you know, I've taken some mushrooms before.
Yes.
And, you know, if the intentions are not good behind mushrooms, like I can, like my sensitivities are so high, I can feel some harshness in there compared to the intentions of something good. It's a little softer, it's a little different.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. 100%. It has a completely different energy to it, and it reacts with the biological machine with the energy, because everything is just an energetic transaction. One energy swapping out with another, or one energy working with another, or a spectrum of different energies all working together to create an emotion and a feeling. And yeah, man, the biological vehicle is a high-tech quantum machine of energy processing. You know,
important word you say is quantum. You know, that's what I'm big on. I talk about the real realm of physics we should be operating in.
Yes.
You know, because science only uses 2 parts of law of attraction.
That's right.
To determine answers for humanity. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole today. We're going to stay on the medicine family and keep that good. I mean, there's so many different ways I could go, but I just wanted to get you.
That's like, I'm 100% with that.
Yeah. You know, I even talk about, like, you know, the Newtonian model of reality is ass backwards. And
yes.
The fact we accept that in our society today is crazy to me.
Yes.
You know, it just makes, you know, we've applauded Oppenheimer and Einstein, all these people, to be these geniuses, but you know, they might have been intelligent guys, but they weren't that smart.
They missed a large piece of the puzzle, and I think it was interpreted in such a way, you know, oh man, we could go down this rabbit hole, John. You and I have just a natural ebb and flow with each other, and I'm so grateful for you. What we'll do, just so you can try it out, because it's good stuff, I'll send you some Shilajit just to try.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Anyone and everyone that we are a vibrational equivalent to, anyone that we are connected to and connected with, it is meant to be used to help usher in this energy of just people working together. I'm sharing this with you to say it would be my honor and pleasure to anything that comes to your mind, and you want to just put it out there and just let people know that there is this, whatever it is, event or whatever you feel called to. It would be our absolute pleasure to participate in that and just, you know, play a puzzle piece in helping people get connected with it.
And what I've learned understanding myself, you know, there's certain types of people that, I mean, the energy can be very, very strong. You know, I'm saying this because when you think about the spiritual space, it's not about showing up at the door in a damn, you know, a monk's robe.
Of course.
You know.
Of course.
Because I think there's a lot of people that try to be an actor in this spiritual space.
Yes.
And they feel like they got to dress this certain way or be this. And I don't think that's the evolution.
I agree. I genuinely couldn't agree more. And what I've noticed is a lot of people that do dress like that kind of put on, and it's okay if you resonate, that's beautiful. But are they doing it for themselves, or are they doing it to display, you know, I am this and I am that? I think a lot of people, at least that we've met and connected with or seen or listened to, that kind of overplay the physical presentation of it, it's kind of like they're making up for something else. They're
for not
hiding
having anything.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I never try and put anyone down, but simultaneously I know that some are realer than others.
I just think there has to be a better understanding, because I think the actors and the players in the game create a narrative that it could hurt your narrative, or could hurt what I'm talking about. Dave and his wife, Callie Cohen, check them out, the Medicine Family, at the Medicine Fam on Instagram. Check them out. Great product. I take it myself, and I wanted to have Dave on here, and it was a great conversation, and hope you learned something from us today. This has been Dave from the Medicine Family, and I'm John Edmonds Kozma, the CEO of Bang Productions. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, John.